Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today we're going to be installing the newest Retrax cover. It's called the PowerTrax Pro. It's going to be on this 2012 Dodge Ram. We're going to start at the front. It's because it's a powered cover and it's going to wire right up to the battery. Let me show you how that goes. So we're going to start with the wire harness. Now the wire harness is going to bolt directly to factory bolts that are on the battery, but we're not going to attach it just yet. When we do, it'll be red to positive, of course, brown to negative. Then we'll zip tie this wire harness in place. And we're going to do that first, run the wires back to the bed, and then we'll come back later and attach it to the battery. All right. Now I've just pulled this wire down through the engine compartment. I'm going to run it along the frame, tying it off every 2 to 3 feet, all the way up to go over top of the bulkhead and into the bed of the truck. Now, Retrax gives you plenty of wire ties, so you have plenty of places to tie it down. Now you can either bring the wire over top of the bulkhead here, or what I prefer is to go through the kick-out hole where the drain tube is going to go through. So I'm going to make an X mark in the bed rug so we can actually bring this through the kick-out point. Now I'm just going to coil up the cable and leave it in the front of the bed until I'm ready to plug it into the canister. We just installed the cable. Here we're going to remove the Phillips head screw from each side that holds on the shipping bracket. We'll also pull off this wire tie that holds everything in place, and then we'll remove this white coil that threads into the canister. Now this is your driver's side rail. You've got a threaded mounting location here and here. These are going to mount up on the inside of the canister to this hole and to this hole. Before you do that, you're going to want to thread the blanket of the canister . All right. Next, you want to get a buddy to help you pick up the cover. We're just going to set it into the bed of the truck. Set it down right there. With the canister pulled away from the bulkhead, I'm going to go ahead and put on the canister cover. I'm just going to slide it right into the rails, making sure the rubber flap is towards the bulkhead. Now I'm going to use the provided Allen key and bolts to attach to the rails. Now I'm going to slide the canister up to the bulkhead. I'm going to lift it up over the bulkhead so the weather strip goes over the bulkhead and lands on the other side. Now we have provided a 1/8 inch spacer tool. What we're going to do with that is first close the tailgate. We're going to take the spacer and put it in between the rail and the tailgate. We're going to slide that rail back to flush against the spacer. That gives us a nice exact 1/8 inch from the rail to the tailgate. Now once we center the canister in the bed, we can set the shim screws to make sure it doesn't come out of center. We'll use the provided Allen wrench for that. Now we don't want to over tighten these because that will pull the rail out away from the bed. We just want it to contact the bed cap. Now I need to make sure that the distance between the rails at the end of the cover is the same between the rails at the tailgate. Next, we're going to position all clamps in between the shim set screws. Now all clamps need to be installed as high up on the rail as it can go and be tightened down with a 9/16 ratchet. This is the time we'll be plugging in the cable. Now this is going to be marked with a P for power, and the receiver it goes into will also have a P for power as well. Now to install the drain tubes, you want to make sure you have an access to your kickouts. If there are no kickouts in your truck, you want to drill a hole for the drain tubes to go out. Or if you have a plastic bed liner, you just make a hole in the plastic bed liner and run the drain tube through there. Here's where my kickout hole is. So I'm going to go ahead and make an X mark into my bed rug so I can fit the drain tube right through there. Each drain tube is going to have a washer. Just fit that washer over top of the fitting. And this will snap right into the hole in the bottom of the canister. Now we're going to take a fuse, run up to the battery, and get the power connected. Now, like what we talked about before, the brown wire will go to the negative, and the red wire will go to the positive. Now take the provided 10 amp fuse, put it right into the fuse holder. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove all my protective wrappings off the top of the cover, and that will conclude the installation. Thanks for watching.